yard, dash, 100 yard, dash, 100 yard, dash, 100 yard, dash, 100 yard, dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's no need in keeping it low-key. I can carve up the D like a turkey or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on the Jets. The coach will regret even letting them stay in the game. Team around took a tumble. Next time be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. You just try not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble. I take off, poof, magic. Now watch me juke through the traffic. Footwork fantastic. Dominating every facet. Treat the pocket like...
Coach, thanks. Located appropriately for his career win total at 347 Don Shula Drive. There's a look at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami, Florida. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the Miami Dolphins. NFL playoff games of all time. The Chargers and Dolphins underway from Miami.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
We go! 18 Gator, X3, 218, chopper. Switch. Under 10, ready?
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. On second down, Eckler. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And it's complete. Henry, a good pickup there of 20 yards. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
Ready. 15-1. 15-1. You got nothing. Snap.
Running on first down, Eckler. Oh, he shifts past him. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. That one caught by Ellison. The 20. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. A big play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6 as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead.
Chargers 7, Dolphins 0.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Check the backer, check the backer. Wheel. Check, check. Fresno, Fresno. Yes, yes.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. They'll set up a screen for Breida. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
Mike 56. Mike's 50. Mike 56. Mike.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Parker, the intended target.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
We got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
Throwing to start the drive. Herbert on the screen. This is Eckler. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Eckler looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. From the gun, Herbert. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Badgley's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10.
56. Mike, 56. Right there, 56.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to let one go. Oh, he was looking for Parker, but it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger 1st down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
I got you. Protein spill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up. Watch out. Ready.
They'll run here with Eckler. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 20-yard line.
Ready. You can't block me.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Dolphins nothing.
Ready, break. Hey, box drop. Get that ball. Shoot.
To throw on 2nd down. Herbert. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry. And now it's 3rd down.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Look at me, zipper.
Looking to throw. Herbert. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, over the offseason, going into a 2nd season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant. And now it's 2nd down.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Boom, boom. Watch the shit. Hey.
On second down, a run with Breida. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. They're going to look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Uchenna Nwosu got the sack there. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. The Charger drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
On the set. Mike 52. Stop your whining. General West. Check 99. Check 99.
Going on the ground with Eckler. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Hey, Alpha. Check 52's the ball. Check 52's the ball. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. And that is incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Anthony Lynn says now's the time. His guy's going on 4th down.
Single. Watch number 12. Watch number 12. Watch the flag. 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 Let's go. Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52. You ain't doing nothing today. What? You ain't doing nothing today. Ready? Play.
And that'll set him back 5. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Townsend to punt it. And he gets off a high spiraling kick. He'll field this at the 5. 12 yards on the return that time. And it'll be Dolphin football. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Out of the shotgun, Breida. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
He was brought down by Drew Tranquil. It's a gain of 3. Brings up third and 4.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. He's got him in, complete. And all the way down to the 37.
Gain of 40. And the Dolphins first down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. They'll drop the throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get it.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 32 on the play. Well, that certainly changes things.
Yeah, I think the thought process is they'd take this lead into the locker room, run something simple here and run the clock out. Instead, they get the big play. Now they have a chance to increase what they've done in the first half.
Here is Eckler. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. He'll get this to Eckler. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Go.
2nd and 5. And caught by Henry. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 19.
Here we go. 8, read. 5. Snap.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert steps, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Mike 51. Let's go, defense. Outside.
From the gun, Herbert flushed out right. And this is complete. It's Allen. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Set, ready? 10-2 stop. Greystone, Travis.
Check that. We got Mike 52 right here.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This one taken from the 7. And some good coverage there by the kick team as they'll bring him down at the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling.
Oh, now Breida loses it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Breida. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now back to throw. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Pulled in at the 24. Burst by him near the 35. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
On the ready.
The Charger drive about to get going. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaq Lawson able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. That throw into the arms of Allen.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drive not really moved the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Back to throw here. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a fourth pick of the game. And now fourth down. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
On 1st and 10, Herbert finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. Going deep here for Allen. And that's caught inside the 35. 36 yards on the play.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. On 1st down, Herbert. Complete. Hunter Henry with the ground. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I can hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. X3. 218. Chopper. Check 52's the mic. Check 52's the mic. Wild Bill. Wild Bill. Hey, alert 3. Alert. You draw Corkers. 52, Mike, 52. There we go. Hey, Orbit. Get it.
On 3rd and 2, Herbert. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Give me that ball, defense. Hey, Charlie. Give me that ball, defense.
The interception, he'll look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
A lone second remains now in this third quarter. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We are through three quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Chargers on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Herbert. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. Yeah, that's a pretty good one for the old average. 68 yards on the punt there. And the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Grant. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out.
Tighten up, tighten up. Pull it together.
Watch 36.
They'll set up to throw. And can you believe it? It's a second safety in this ball game. Well, there is still time to recover from this. It remains a 2-score game even with the 2 points there. But let's just say things not trending in the right direction.
I like that phrase. I'm going to say it along with you. Things are definitely not trending in the right direction. They needed something on that drive. Instead, they gave up 2 points and a lot of hope.
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Once more, here's Eckler. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge fourth-quarter stop? Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
He'll return it from the 6. Now a hit and a loose football. And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35.
And that's what friends are for.
Right. As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert, he's got Allen. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Complete. It's Henry. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 8. This is caught. The end result, 21 yards.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. Here we go.
Gets it into the hands of Allen on the jet sweep. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. From the gun, Herbert. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though.
That's it, baby. We got work.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. 2nd down and inches. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time.
A loss of 13 yards. Brings up third down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot. Let's go.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. And the connection not there. Incomplete. Just 14 seconds down to the final couple of plays here. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Smooth. 55, my God, 55. I got you, boy. I got you, boy. Deep grip.
To throw again. Herbert. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Mike Williams, the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down. And 10 yards to go.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Hey, Alpha.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. And well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that stretches this lead even further. It's now 24-0. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room and get the heck out of here?
That is one way to...
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, at least at the very end, there's something to take away. They lost the game, but got in the end zone, got a 2-point conversion as well. I don't know, though. In the end, you still lost the football game.
You still lost the game, but maybe they were just capitalizing on the flurry at the end, right? You scored the touchdown, keep the momentum going, go for 2. Maybe they're working on something for down the road. As you said, it doesn't matter. You lose the game, but you finish with a touchdown and a successful 2-point conversion.
Some sort of a building block.
Yeah, something.
So for our visitors, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Oakland to take on the Raiders. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.